Yeah, the HMs have completely been replaced by things like, there's like ride Pokemon now, where you just kind of ride around on a Pokemon, and he's able to break rocks and shit like that that are in your way, so it kind of changed a big portion of how the game forced you to play originally.
Yep. And it makes it a little bit easier, but at the same time, like I said, I'm trying to play with modified Nuzlocke rules, where I'm only allowed to catch like the first thing I see in an area, but I'm not counting deaths as permadeath. I am, however, limiting myself to I'm not allowed to heal myself in battle. I actually have to go, well, I can't revive myself in battle. I have to go all the way back to a Pokemon Center to revive anyone. But, I don't know, like I said, I'm digging on it. The only thing that drives me nuts is they added in so much extra shit that it's just, a lot of it is useless. Like, here, go to this place and you can change what kind of hat you wear. Why? Oh, well, how about you go here and get your hair cut?
She's awesome.
Change the color of your hair.
The second I realized what she was, that she was like a gunslinger girl, I decided to design her off of the Gunslinger Girl comics. Like the, I just think those are crazy, dude.
Huh. Yeah, I've never actually seen this game in motion, so this is interesting. This definitely has an Akiba's Trip feel to it, though.
Oh, same people. XC Games, same people. Yep. Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Oops. Bang.
I wasted it.
It's okay, you build up your limit break again, Bill. Don't worry.
No, I won't get this back. I mean, I guess it won't hurt me. And I'm definitely stronger like this than... But I didn't mean to waste it already.
Huh. Pretty neat.
Go this way. Oh my. Yeah, I'm looking for, there's...
Did your gun get bigger?
Yes.
So, basically,
along with other
Shinobi
features.
Transformation, I was about to say, so the Shinobi transformation just makes everything get bigger.
Yeah, everything. Literally. For her.
Oh, so other characters get different things that happen.
Ryobi, I guess you could count her as a kind of a lolly. I mean, she kind of fits that. Man, that term is so messed up because here in America, it's looked at like kid porn, but that's not actually what it is. Like, the actual point to it is to be a joke that like the younger girl wants to be hot. She wants to wear like the hot woman clothes and shit. And she can't pull it off yet. And there's like a comedic innocence to the idea. But here in America, it's not quite looked at that way.
That seems legit.
But when this one transforms, she turns into like a full-grown person. Kind of like the ideas with vampire.
That one kid.
Yeah, or you could also look at it in things like Dance of the Vampire Bund.
Still haven't read that. I need to do that someday.
Now that person is overly dead. We'll move on.
Well, are you sure that they're dead?
Boom!
No clue, because apparently from what I'm seeing on the PlayStation, there's a blue screen of death.
Really?
That sucks for you, because I'm watching it on YouTube and it's fine.
Or that's what I meant is on YouTube. On YouTube, it's giving me blue screen of death. Tell me you're not recording.
Refresh the page.
Yeah, I'm streaming.
Because I'm watching it right now. I just watched Bill get backhanded, which was like 15 seconds ago.
I'm in a block of ice now. Okay, that's it. I'm done with these people.
What the fuck? Well, no, now it's working. Apparently, when I switched it over to full screen, it, like, fucked up.
Oh, it does that sometimes.
Huh.
I'm just
whatever.
looking forward to my laptop telling me, oh, hey, by the way, your internet disconnected itself again. Restart your computer for the 5th time today. Because I've had to do it a few times, and then I was watching the new episode of Heroes and Half-Wits that came out because I guess season 2 kicked off.
Yeah.
And now they're doing 3-hour episodes, which makes me super happy. Gotta get that D&D filled, man.
Damn right.
Yeah, I kind of know that feeling.
But watching those guys play, it's freaking hilarious. I love it. That's how I got the idea for that Warlock for when we started playing, and we only did that 1 or 2 sessions.
Yeah.
That's why my Warlock was being an evil bastard to everything. I was like, I'm totally gonna play like Ryan does, because he does a good job with the Warlock. Because Warlocks don't give a fuck. Just blow up everybody. Oh, you're not gonna give us the information? Blow! You're dead now. I'm gonna move on. Oh, I pissed off the Paladin. Oops. See me, we're never gonna play it again. See me, we're never gonna play that one again. I was gonna let you know I was gonna off my own character if we ever got cornered. I was gonna buy a shit ton of things of oil the next chance we got, so I could bring up a booby trap. Because my character had a spell called Hellish Rebuke, which the last creature that damaged me, I can light them on fire. So I was just gonna throw a shit ton of oil down at my feet, so I hear a huge puddle, wait for the enemies to get close, stab myself in the hand, and cast Hellish Rebuke. Because I would burst into flames, which means the oil would burst into flames, and anything standing in the oil would also burst into flames. So I was like, hey, ultimate attack. The self-sacrificing chaotic neutral warlock who just doesn't give a fuck anymore. And then I thought of a better idea. I could do that same trick and survive it if I was a Titan, because they have natural fire resistance, so they take half damage from fire.
Yes.
Like, I should have thought about that.
Benzer had told me that he had some kind of idea. He said he regretted letting Shane run that campaign that night because Shane went to storyline, and that's all we did was storyline all night. We didn't actually get any of the other shit done.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean for the Star Trek thing?
Yeah. He told me that what he would have liked to have done, and what I guess he's working on, is the reason he let Shane kind of take control that night is because he's trying to finish a Pokemon D&D system where you'll be able to like pick a starter, and then he'll actually have league challenges, and he's going to make gyms and shit like that to force actual combat between players. So you won't be able to just, oh yeah, we're good friends because we're good friends. Like, you'll be able to make friends, but for the most part, the point of the game, you will have to compete with the other players.
Well, in the D&D thing, I was going to end up killing you. I hope you know.
Damn.
Because you were playing a paladin too well.
Oh, in the other one?
In our actual D&D bit, not the Star Trek homebrew. I'm talking about like legit 5th edition. I was going to kill your paladin.
Dang.
Because it would have came down to you killing me or me killing you. Yes, you were on the verge of killing me.
Really? Oh, you would have been making a decision where I would have had no choice because I was following.
Oh yeah.
I purposely did that to myself. I said I've never played a paladin, and I'm going to force myself to play it 100%. I'm not going to wean away from how my character has to be. And because of that, I noticed I had enemies right off the bat, because like there were certain things that were going down where I was like, oh great, now I have no choice but to be a dick.
Yep. Now you understand the torment that I went through all the time playing a paladin when we were younger. I could bend rules certain ways because I'd be like, okay, you know what, that makes some sense. Technically the ends justify the means sometimes. I'll just have to repent from this thing. It's okay.
Okay, this level's done. Now I'm gonna go beat up the main person.
Okay, so to complete the levels, you have to blow up the weird.
You don't have to, but
things.
that's how you unlock stuff. So those are the only two I hadn't found on my first go through, and I had to come back here to find them.
So when you do your shinobi transformation, you just keep that for the rest of the match.
Yes, that's why it's a good thing to try to hold on to it. Because now I've got to fight her, and I've got to fight her regular form. It shouldn't be a problem. I'm pretty strong. Take that, bitch.
Well, that lady also has the power stick. DBZ. Powerful.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, she has a Neo bow.
Oh, she's got camo bra.
I don't know, regardless, like I was trying to say earlier, with the D&D we're doing now, does that mean after Shane's story-driven the entire night campaign, we're going to be done with the Star Trek? Because
here's the thing. The Star Trek is suffering from one major problem. Like, you picked a doctor, but he didn't write a story that does anything but put you in sickbay all the time doing nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, we actually need you to go out and you know, study some shit. Cure some plagues.
No!
Well, I mean, I'm
what the
technically
hell's going on,
doctoring
Bill?
right now, but...
What do you mean?
Weird jetpack thing that fondles the boobies.
Damn right. That's actually taken roughly from those weird shooter. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. There's a couple of them. Like they've got some of the Toho ones, and then they've got like the Skullgirls. There was that weird one on the 360.
Right.
That I kept meaning to buy when we had the collector's edition, but I kept waiting until it went down in price. And we sold it or sent it off somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, so that's a take on that.
Yep.
It's still fun. Behold, nudity makes you weaker in this planet.
See what it does, I'm telling you.
This ain't no Dragon Ball Z abridged. You can't be getting stronger while getting naked.
Oh yeah, right. So back to the actual thing. But yeah, so if that's gonna be the end, then doesn't that kind of suck? Because weren't we about ready to like wage war on a fucking satellite that was in the middle of getting its ass whipped by what was it? I want to say it was like Klingons were putting bombs on a fucking space station or some such shit.
Oh yeah,
which I'm fine with, but got her.
Bang.
Hey, level up.
Did you just use like some weird high explosive shell, Bill?
Yes. She has this move where she drops like these 6 landmine things around her, and then she shoots them and they fly off and explode. And then she has another move where she loads this hardcore gun shot and fires straight, and it's like a magic thing. And then she has the other one with the mech, and the mech is like the best move she has. But I had to unlock that. You get the first 2 right off the bat, and then you have to unlock the other one. Yeah, this game, believe it or not, is actually really good and a lot of fun. But it's a lot like that Akiba strip. It's kind of stuck in the whole... people often refer to it. Well, people often refer to it as like a waifu game. That's not really right either, because the term waifu basically means like your best significant other, and most people that like take a waifu, they won't even fap to that character, because that's like, they see it as disrespectful to the person they've chosen as their animated life partner. But the term is usually heard quite often that people will say it's a waifu game. I'm not sure why they call it that. I call it an ecchi game myself.
It's an ecchi game.
I call it a why the fuck were her boobs shiny game.
Oh,
Because
it's
censorship.
It's just like
no, it's a
Flash.
They claim that it's a jutsu.
Right.
Oh, kind of like in Naruto, where he did the sexy
Yes.
jutsu thing. Clouds would appear around his naked lady bits.
Yes, that's exactly what they say, is that they use their last bit of chakra to maintain what little dignity they can get out of being beat that way. And from what I understand, the guy that does this, he's the same dude that created Battle Vixens, I think.
I've heard of that.
So that's the reason for the exploding clothes and shit like that.
Okay, there's the
I mean,
center.
you know what else has exploding clothes in it that's absolutely ridiculous?
What?
There's a chef anime that we need to watch.
What?
I don't
Yeah.
remember what it... So, there's this chef anime, right?
Yeah.
Where, like, they do the battle, but they cook to do battle, and if they eat something absolutely delicious that absolutely blows their mind, it also blows their clothes straight off their body.
Is it girls?
Yep.
Dudes
Is it-
and girls, but you don't,
Oh, it's
you don't
dudes and
see
girls?
actual bits.
Well, no, the reason I was asking is because Senran Kagura just recently released a cooking game. And there is a Senran Kagura anime.
Well, the thing is, I don't remember what the anime was called.
But
But it's like, I looked at it, it's like, oh, this is like ridiculous Iron Chef, but Japanese style, even worse.
You know what?
Like,
I
this
will
is
look that
amazing.
up.
Getting my
Hey, Bill,
my
you
Neo
have a
bow
sub
on.
bill.
Yeah, that's Ronan. He does all the comic book talks with me lately, which I haven't been able to post, but they're done. We've got like 3 conversations, and we'll be working on another one soon. And we changed the way the show works, so now we just talk. That's what we do. We just hang out and talk about the about comic books and anime and whatnot in general. We don't have a like, because I was trying to review the books, and it's too much and too often to try to keep up with it.
Which is legit, because they come out with them quite frequently, and there's a shit ton of stuff. Because it's
Well, I
like,
mean,
if you
yeah.
want to go with like one storyline, you're gonna have to read like 40 other people's comics to get the full story.
Yeah,
But that's how
yeah.
comics work.
If you like you said, if you try to keep up with everything, which I read quite a bit. My pull list is like 46 different books, but my ability to review and give like 15-20 minutes to those 40 books, that's not the same thing. So I had to change the way that works. Oh,
Now you have a what up, Bill?
that's Devin. He's been commenting on our videos for a long time, and then he kind of found me on Facebook, and we started kind of talking on there quite a bit. Every now and then he throws me some stuff on the messenger and whatnot. He does a lot of artwork stuff, and he does a pretty good job. I talk to him often about his artwork and like when I like or dislike certain things that he does, because he's very muscle defined artist. He puts a lot of artwork into the definition of like real I'm trying to think of how to explain it. You know how like square muscle characters, like really defined muscle stuff? He does that, but he does it with his Rangers. And he recently did something like, or rather, one of the things that really caught my eye recently was he did something where he did like a Legacy of the Blue Ranger thing where he drew a bunch of Billy and all the different Rangers.
All the other ones.
Yeah, and he also redid a cover for one of the really old VHS covers. He like redid the artwork for it. I think it was the one where there's the Ranger Zords on one half of their face, and then the Rangers, you know, helmets on the other half, and then as you go towards the left, it becomes like the actual face, and as you go towards the right, it becomes the Zord or whatever.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
But yeah, he does pretty cool artwork, and then sometimes he'll send me like where he'll be hanging out by himself, you know, and he'll do like Mortal Kombat playthroughs and shit like that. And he's a lot more beast than I am.
You know, I keep meaning to maybe start streaming at some point, and then I forget about it.
Right.
With how much me and Shane played Final Fantasy 14 after he gets off work.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or
You
just
could dedicate
my time
2
off.
hours
I
a
mean,
night just talking and
I
playing.
can easily do that. So, it's like, it's one of those things I keep meaning to do. I just don't. I don't know why. But it's like I'll run stuff with Shane, and we'll start cracking funny jokes here and there. And sometimes we don't do that much. Sometimes we just start running a shit ton of dungeons, like bam, 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 bam. I think the main reason why I don't do it for 14 is because sometimes the waits to get into dungeons are up to 30.
Well, that's the reason I started doing what I do with my streams, is where I have a couple people in here and I'm talking, because for the most part I can keep a game going, but like it's sometimes hard to talk to myself. Like if nobody comes in for 2 hours, which does happen because I work third shift and I'm sometimes streaming at like 4 at night, morning,
Yeah.
whatever you want to reference that as. I guess it'd be morning, to be fair.
No, I mean that's legit.
But yeah, I actually agree with that. If Devin is still in here, I would like you to post your stuff to the Fandom Night page, because you do some pretty sweet work.
I mean, hell, I'd be interested in taking it. Especially the Blue Ranger stuff, because that was my boy back in the day.
Was he? I actually didn't know that about you, that was the Ranger you liked.
He was the nerd, so of course he was the one that I actually was like, shit, that guy's like me, he's a nerd.
Right.
He's cool. I mean, I sure as hell wasn't gonna go with the, Kung Fu Masters in the group.
Yeah, I get that.
I definitely don't do me no jigging, and I ain't no preppy bitch.
You're not a Valley girl?
Yeah. No, Bill, I'm not a Valley girl.
Huh, man. And here
I don't have the ass for that.
My senses have betrayed me my whole life.
I mean, I appreciate you think I'm that good looking, but Bill, come on.
I was thinking more about your attitude, but sure, I guess you got it going on, whatever.
If anyone's a Valley girl out of our group, it would be Shane.
It probably is Shane, to be fair. Oh, well, okay, hold on. I almost wonder if Scott might have a little bit of Valley girl in him, too. He's kind of he does not budge from his viewpoint, let me tell you. And sometimes it's not a justified viewpoint. Sometimes it's just because that's what he thinks, damn it.
Yeah.
Nah, I just see that as the old man. The old curmudgeon who just doesn't give a fuck about nothing or anything else. Oh, you
because
damn
those
kids
of us,
and your rap music.
Those are the rest of us who are also of, the old man era. Those
Oh man, I'm there now, aren't I? I'm
like
in the
that.
old man era. I'm like 32 and
almost
remember
there.
growing up on old stuff. But
Well,
I don't know.
mean,
Hold on.
I'm
What's
almost
old
age-wise,
man?
but I
What is?
remember.
Hold on. What is old man era? Because I did not have He-Man. I was too early for He-Man and Thundercats, but at the same time,
compared to the generations nowadays, Bill, the fact that we had Dragon Ball on Fox Kids, we're old.
Damn. I can't argue with it. I can't hate on it either. I can't hate on it. I don't care. I'll be old. I got a little bit of old knowledge.
I already, you know, harnessed the fact that I'm an old fogey now. I did this years ago. Like, when I hit 25, I was like, oh god.
25 was old? What's up, Beck?
For me, it was, because I was actually like, my god, I'm a quarter of a century, you're a quarter of a century older.
Oh, she screwed me. I got stuck on the candy cane.
And now that I'm almost 30, hell, I'll be 30 in less than 4 months now, actually, now I think about it. Shit. I'm about to hit that over the hill shit. Join Bill in the 30 and older club.
30 and older club? Is that like an exclusive club, or can anybody get in?
Anyone can get in, but you have to be 30 or older.
Oh, okay.
So anyone who's not 30 can't be part of the 30.
Dang it! Don't be showing off my camo.
Gotta show off the camo. Does that bitch have like two-tone hair, like gray and white?
She's cool. She's the leader. She's the leader of their squad. And roughly, to get the story out, it's essentially they are ninjas that are being trained in an academy, and their academy's kind of like a high school. And then they're broken into sectors, and they would normally fight each other to the death. Their main primary concern is to fight, like, demons. They're kind of like anti-demon ninjas.
And you said the chick you're fighting against is the leader of the group.
She's the leader of my group, of the girl that I am right now.
You know what? I can see why she's the leader.
And she is actually really awesome.
Yeah, and I also like the magical, you know, physics that just happened.
Yeah, I know.
Just, you know, random shinobi scroll pops out of between the cleavage.
In the manga,
if it wasn't for the fact
was talking about.
In the manga, they talk about that, actually. In the manga, they talk about that their instructor tells them, if you ever get caught in a fight and you don't have that scroll, it could very well be the death of you. So you have to keep it on you, always have a hiding spot, and the girls have all chosen different hiding spots on their person. Oh, you...
Which is legit. Well, you know, it's like, if it wasn't for the fact, you know...
Take that, bitch!
I've had, you know, a few ladies I've had relationships in the past. They have utilized the boobs as a pocket, and sometimes they forget that they have a phone or something in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had that girlfriend as well.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just kind of funny.
Ronan, I'm not 100% sure, but that almost seems like, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to take that. Tokuger using their railgun on the ninja girls?
You forgot the quotes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say you're talking about like a battle where they use their train railgun, but that's not where my mind went when I was playing this game. It was a very different crossover I had in mind.
I would be okay with checking out that crossover, probably. I mean, as long as the artwork's good, why the hell not?
I remember one night I was talking to Ronan while I was at work, and my break came, and I'll play this, like, try to get a couple of the ninja things out of the way or whatnot while I'm at work. And he started hearing it, and he was like, "What the fuck are you playing?" And I was like, "Senran Kagura," and he's like, "Fucking really?" Like, he was like, "Why?" And I was like, "Dude, I don't know what to tell you. I was like, I'm not ashamed. I like this shit. I like ecchi and hentai and fucking anime girls and things like that. I don't care, okay? 32 years old, I'm past giving a shit. Like, if I like it, I like it.
If the artwork's good, I mean, you can't knock it.
Right. And sometimes that is the case. I mean,
like, some of the artwork's been really good. Like, you know, Bible Black. It's really fucked up. But the artwork is amazing.
I watched that prison school. Holy shit! Dude! I watched the whole thing in one day, in one sitting. And for me, that is rare. Like, I just do not do that. It's not something that I do. I do not watch a full anime in one day. Even if it's only like 12 episodes, I'll put down like 4 or 5. Yeah, I watched the whole thing in one sitting. Literally, sat down, put it in, watched the entire thing in one time.
So I take it you were able to stay awake for the entire time you needed to.
Dude, it was so good. Like, there's a whole lot of that ecchi and fan service running all the way through it. But...
Well, that's a given.
But if you push past it, which it is a big part of what's going on. In fact, the guys go to prison school because they were trying to peep and see boobies. That's what put them in their predicament in the first place.
I mean, you know, if it's a prison school where there's, you know, females going to be floating around.
No, okay, this is where it's weird. Okay, it was an all-female academy. And they're a huge, prestigious academy, and this is the very first year ever that they've opened their doors to be a co-ed institution. And what they do is these 5 guys, that's it, only 5 guys are accepted to the school. So when they get in there, they're like, this is going to be sweet, guys. It's going to be like one of them harem animes. We're going to have ladies all over us. There's no way we won't even make it out of the first semester with our virginity intact. It's not going to happen, guys. Then, on like the very next page, or I guess the next scene if you're talking about the anime, because I'm noticing I'm starting to read the book now. The book and the anime are almost exact, to the point where you could hold the book up to the screen and pick out the exact moments, probably. But anyways, I'm sitting there watching it, and the guys are like, we're such losers. We haven't even talked to girls yet. And there's only 5 of these guys. And one dude is like, I'm not a bitch. I'm gonna go talk to a girl. And then he goes over there and he's like, he walks up and there's like these 2 girls and they're sitting there laughing. And then he just walks up into the middle of them and he's like, ha 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 ha, yeah. And they turn around and look at him, and all of a sudden his face goes like hardcore old style, you know, like the meme faces, where they're like, why you not like me?
Oh, that one?
Those faces show up all over this show, and he busts out a meme face basically, and he's like, oh shit, I didn't plan any of this. He's like, I've already run out of shit to say. And they're just staring at him.
Fail.
And he's staring back at them, and he's like, oh, and then they just fucking leave his ass. he goes back to the table, and he's like, utter failure. And he sits back and shit.
Basically,
so good.
What you're telling me, Bill, is I need to borrow this from you at some point.
Dude, it was so good. And, so anyways, a couple of things happen. He ends up meeting one girl in a class. He talks to her, and that night, his bunkmates are like, dude, we're gonna go peep. And he's like, what? He's like, we're gonna go peep. I've got it all figured out. My phone and your phone have video chat. So I'm gonna open a video chat with you. We're gonna lower your phone into the girl's bathhouse, and we're gonna check them out. And he's like, oh yeah, that would be great. So then they run off to do this, right?
That dude sounded super stoked about that idea too.
By this time, he's not 100% on board because he's just been talking to this girl, and he just got invited to a sumo competition that she wants to go to. So he's got a date. And so they run off to see these girls naked. They run off to see these girls naked, and while they're there to see the naked girls, right? The dude lowering the phone drops it, and it falls into the bathhouse. And so he has to go down there into the bathhouse, sneak in to get his phone before somebody notices it. And then one of the other girls comes in, the girl that he'd been talking to, and she doesn't have her contacts.
Oh.
So it's that whole joke, just like in Sorority Boys. Yeah, and where they can't see at all.
Anytime Velma can't find her glasses.
Right. So this girl drags him into the girl's bathroom.
Oh God.
And wants to wash his back and everything. So he's sitting in the girl's bathroom now, and he's trying not. He's looking at all these girls, but he's like, somebody's gonna fucking notice that I'm sitting in here. And then somehow his friends get thinking that he's like this fucking pimp. And they're like, he's a beast! He's a beast! So they get all naked, and they're just gonna fucking crash into this place. And they get caught by the school, the underground fucking disciplinary committee or whatever they are. And the underground student council is how they're referred to. So these guys get caught. And that in turn leads to all of them getting caught, and there's a system inside of the school. They don't just forcefully they take matters at their school into their own hands. So there's a prison in the middle of the school.
Oh, okay. I have heard about this part.
Yep.
So they get locked into the cage in the middle of the school.
Yeah, they are sentenced to prison at the school, in the middle of the school. And that's where everything starts happening, because they get abused and beat up and fucking ridiculed and massacred, and now they're trying to find a way out, because the girls in the underground council, they don't want co-ed school. So this is their opportunity. The guys have already screwed up, and now they're hoping that they can seal the guy's fate. So they're finding a way to get them thrown out of the school. That's what they're doing now. And so they stage a breakout attempt. And they keep making all these different things so that the guys will try to break out and try to break the rules. Because after three breakout attempts or 3 breakings of the rules, you get your I think it's first you get your sentence extended by a month, then you get them extended by 3 months, then you get a 5-month extension, and then if you break the rule on your third offense or some shit like that, that's it. You're expelled. And so they could get rid of all 5 guys if they could just get them to break the rules now. And that's what the whole anime is from that point. But then there's a lot of hardcore Death Note level cleverness to how the guys are trying to break out and how they're trying to not get stuck at the school. So there's a whole lot of it gets really good when there's this one nerdy kid who he likes action figures and shit, and he wants this rare. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. He wants this rare action figure, and if he could get this action figure, he's gonna help one of the other guys break out. They can't all break out, but if he could cover for this guy could break out, and maybe that guy can pick up the action figure while he's out. So then the whole anime centers around all of that aspect. And there's a fat guy, Hideki, who he just wants to be in trouble. He's a fetish freak. He wants to break the rules, not enough to get expelled, but enough to get disciplined by the ladies. And they actually figure this out, and they decide not to discipline him because it's even more of a discipline for him that he's not getting like, because the first girl they bring in there, the vice president, she's like, "You will lick my boots clean," and he's like, "Yes, I will."
And then she was like, "Wait, he's enjoying this."
Yeah, he's a freaker.
So, as I said, I'm gonna have to borrow this from you at some point and watch this, aren't I?
Dude, it was way better than I expected it to be, honestly. Like, way better than I expected it to be. I was thinking, okay, so they're good. They're gonna play the whole I'm trying to think how to explain it. I figured they would play the whole harem anime thing with a twist, but then it's not really about these guys trying to get laid. It turns into a more serious, well-developed anime, but it's still stuck in what it is. They can't escape the fact that what it is it's a fucking ecchi show, and it's a fan service extravaganza. But there is actually a huge story taking place that's very, very interesting as these guys try to escape the prison and survive their situation. And it's only 12 episodes long. So it didn't take me long to watch
like
either.
It'd be fun to watch.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. And it does not shy away from being absolutely ridiculous, too. I'll tell you that. Like, it does have a lot of forced ecchi fan service moments that are funny.
Well, Bill, apparently there's a live action version that we're gonna have to go and find out.
Oh, there is, yeah. I've yet to see anything but a couple of clips from it. But what I saw looked like it was pretty spot on. Which sometimes they do these things right and sometimes they don't.
Well, who knows? We'll give it a shot at some point.
Oh, if I can find it, I'm definitely gonna watch it. I really enjoyed the anime. I'm positive I would enjoy the hell out of the live action. Sometimes these are done very well. Like, sometimes they've surprised the hell out of me, because, like, Death Note, I feel, was done very well live action. And it was just different enough from the actual anime that it kept me interested. Especially because I've watched animes where their animated movies are awful. And I mean awful. Like, Blue Gender, easily one of my all-time favorite animes. Blue Gender, the fucking animated movie? Fuck that movie. Fuck that movie. Just never. Never, ever, 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 ever again. For any fucking reason ever.
Like, I know there's a couple really bad ones. Like, Tenchi Muyo, love that series. Tenchi in Tokyo, the movie.
Was that really bad?
Like, it had none of the cool stuff that Tenchi Muyo had. Like, Tenchi Muyo at least had, like, you know, they would do some random, like, adventure stuff, and then someone would get their ass kicked a little bit, and then fun stuff would happen. No, Tenchi in Tokyo movie was like, oh, we're all sad because Tenchi lives in Tokyo now. Oh, some spirit is making him think he's not actually who he really is.
Right.
Oh, we're all still really sad. And I was like, this is not Tenchi Muyo. This is lies. Filthy, filthy lies. Like, one of my favorite things out of Tenchi Muyo was, like, Ryoko would be like, alright, let's get to the ship thing. Little cat guy would turn into the ship and they'd fly off into space and do shit. And I was like, that's pretty sweet. And then Tenchi whips out a goddamn lightsaber.
Well, yeah. That happened in his series.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. In the series, it's like, this is stuff that happened. And one of the other movies that they did, it was like, okay, yeah, this is pretty sweet. And then they came
Okay,
out
now hold on,
and I was like,
because I think I want to say Ronan is right. I think what you're talking about is exactly what happened with Blue Gender.
I know Tenchi in Tokyo was a series,
but there's a collaboration movie. That's exact. They do the same thing with Death Note. Death Note is a great series. Do not watch Death Note through the eyes of Ryuk. That fucking anime is asinine. All they did was take clips from the anime and say that it was a movie. That's all. They just claim that it's a movie, and it's fucking garbage.
Oh, Scott's got my back. It's Tenchi and Love 3. That's what it was, but it took place with during the Tenchi and Tokyo series timeline.
Check the messenger. Just send it.
Thanks, guy.
Why? What'd you just find?
The full thing.
What full thing? Oh, for that one anime that started this whole thing?
Yep. Prison School live action. Stream it.
Oh.
Sweet.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about like that other anime we were talking about at the very beginning.
No, I can't remember who the fuck was playing it because they were playing the game, and I could have sworn to God it was Four Star. They actually played the game of that fucking battle cooking school thing, whatever it was. So I was thumbing through their shit and couldn't find it.
Well,
so
easy way to do it.
Right.
Ronan. So, I mean, you said you knew about that anime. What's the name of it?
Oh my god!
What? The oh my god for it. One cannot say oh my god and not follow it up with anything, Bill.
Hold on, I think it blocked it for a second there. Oh well. If people seen it, people seen it. If not, sorry. But it sure was ridiculous.
Rewind me.
Yeah. With anime series, I've noticed it's very hit and miss whether that movie is worth anything. Like, it's very hit and miss. Like I said, if you watch the animated movie of Blue Gender, you're wasting your time. The Warrior fucking sucks. That movie is ass. And Death Note, Through the Eyes of Ryuk, that movie fucking sucks a dick. But the 3 Gundam movies are really good.
Awesome.
Yeah, they're real good.
Really good.
And I mean the ones that there were 3 Gundam movies that cover the original 50 episodes. They're 3-volume movies which kind of take sections like 17 episodes a piece and kind of mend them into a movie-long storyline that flows a lot faster without any of the horrific filler-esque feeling episodes that you have to put up with when you watch older anime. And it felt really good. Those 3 movies kick ass. And then, of course, there are other movies like right, but that I'm okay with when it's like an actual thing.
But not when it's like some weird, crazy.
I don't like it when it's a. I normally don't like it when it's a rehash of the same shit that I just watched, like The Warrior. But I don't. But how am I trying? I'm trying to say this. I'm okay with the I'm okay with the Gundam, even though that's just a rehash, but I'm not okay with it when it's done with, like, Blue Gender. I think that's ass.
Yeah. But, oh well, there ain't much we can do about it, sadly. We're not the ones in charge.
Well, that's what I mean, though. It's kind of weird for me, because, like I say, is whether hit and miss is because sometimes a rehash is fun, and I watch it, and it doesn't bother me, and then sometimes a rehash is awful, and then sometimes a live action is awful, and then sometimes a live action is great. Like,
Oh,
I liked
you mean
the
like
live-action
Dragon
Death
Ball
Note.
Evolution, Bill?
No, because that's a Hollywood thing. But there was a Dragon Ball live-action anime movie, which was not animated; it was live-action, and that is like it's called like The Magical Quest or some shit like that.
Dear
Or like-
Christ, that lady is old, Bill.
Yes, she has a couple of years on her.
She's got
Thankfully,
some sweet-ass sunglasses.
Thankfully, when I fought her, her clothes don't seem to explode. I think they're made out of Goku wristband material.
No, because Goku's wristbands have actually disintegrated.
Well, then it must take a lot, and thank God, because I've yet to see her knockers.
I don't know, Bill. Sounds like something you might want to see.
They would have to be made out of the same shit as Goku's boots. Because I don't think
Yeah.
Goku's boots have ever blown
Nope,
up.
Goku's boots have been blown up too.
Goku's boots don't fuck around.
No,
I
it would
don't
be
remember them ever
Goku's.
being
It would be
blown up.
Goku's pants.
Actually, the
Because
most
Goku's pants
indestructible.
never disintegrate.
No, they do. They don't. Not. Yeah.
They don't fully
when he was
disintegrate.
when he was a kid, they set him on fire, and then he had to fight naked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but once he became an adult, they stopped doing that.
If
'Cause
I
every
had to
single time
say-
he explodes,
If
he,
I had
like,
to say there was a character,
disintegrates.
if I had to say there was something that was truly indestructible in the history of Dragon Ball Z, I think I know what it is. It's Piccolo's shoes.
Yeah, actually, that's true. Piccolo's shoes never get destroyed.
God
It's
damn
like they
it.
didn't want to draw his feet or something.
I don't think he ever came up with a concept for Piccolo's feet.
Hold on. I'll be right back. I gotta do the audio quiz for the fucking electric totem. Be right back.
Okay. Now, the girl I am right now, she's the leader of one of the other classes. And she is awesome, dude.
So, dual katanas?
Yes. Until she transforms, holy shit, she's cool when she transforms.
Yeah, no, I only said I'd be right back because I needed my headphone jack come out of my controller so I could actually listen to what the fuck is going on.
Your audio cue for today is Suck D's Nuts.
Yeah, I really like her transformation. In fact, I like a lot of what this is. I didn't expect to. I really thought, even when I was buying it, I was like, I just want an anime game, and I don't care how ridiculous it is, and I don't care if it's fan service, and I just want one right now. So I'm at the
Didn't you end
store
up picking up Oculus Trip?
after I got this. Only, I got the first one of these that I ever got to play. Anyway, the first one of these I ever got to play. I found it on the 3DS. I was just looking for anime games. I was at our place. Not our place you get, but what's that place called? All of a sudden I'm having Mega Replay.
Mega Replay?
And I just happened to come by this collector's edition. And you know how I am, if it's a collector's edition, even if I don't know what it is, I want to look at it. Even if I don't get it, I want to see it. So I did. I checked out what this thing was. And it turned out that I got this thing called like the Double D edition. It had an art book and it had a couple of yeah, it had like an art book and a couple of CDs and the game and like a special case and all kinds of shit. And I was like, okay. So then I get the playing it, and it turned out to be completely awesome. Like, I was having a lot of fun with the game, and I was like, whoa, this game, I get it. So it's like, they're ninjas, and they're sexy ninjas, and yada yada, and then fucking insert Dynasty Warriors-esque game here. Until I started playing it. Then the first little...
started getting into it.
Well, the first time I used Ikaruga, and I got hit enough, and all of a sudden my clothes exploded, and I was like, wait, what? Because immediately I recognized that. Well, I recognized it because I used to read Battle Vixens. And I was like, holy shit, I know what this is. And then I looked it up, and I ended up figuring out that the same dude did it. So there was a reason that it turned out being that, you know, that noticeable. I'm transforming.
Okay.
Dude, she's so cool. I'm telling you.
Well,
I really like her transformations.
Pick up Akiba's Trip from my store.
Yes, after I played this game, I went and got a couple of the others, and then I found interest in what was it? Then I started checking out who it was that was responsible for these games at large, and that's when I started figuring out that the Xseed Games and Marvelous were the ones that were doing this stuff. And that's when I was like, well, shit, because I was at your store, and I just started looking at what else Marvelous had done, and I found that Akiba strip, and I remembered you talking about it, and I was like,
yeah,
normally...
I did play and beat it, and it was pretty neat.
Yeah, I was like, normally I don't care, but this does seem... It seems like these games from this company, even when they're like,
kind of ridiculous.
I'm trying to think, gimmick games, I'll call them. Gimmick games. Even when they're gimmick games, Marvelous seems to make really good games, and they're the ones that are doing a lot of the anime stuff right now, too. Like, most recently, they're about to release the new Fate Stay Night game. They're the ones in charge of it.
I saw a little bit about that. Because I was asking one of my regulars, and I was like, so what's this all about? And they're like, oh, it's an anime. I'm like, oh, I have to check that out, because this looks like it could be kind of neat.
It looks like it's going to play a lot like this, but it's not going to have all the fan service written into it.
Nothing wrong with that.
But it looked good. Like, from what I've seen of it so far, because I'm still doing a lot of my stuff Facebook, but I've kind of moved into Twitter, because the thing I'm liking about Twitter is, one, you can't have anybody on Twitter that posts big, long, like, hardcore bitching stories. Because there's not enough. You can't post a big, long thing. So when you post, it has to be something that, like, you have to say what you're saying and get done with it. And in Twitter, the posts are very fast, and like everything is share. Like that happens on Facebook, but it happens on Twitter so fast and so extremely. Like, all I did was I got on, I posted a couple of Senran Kagura pictures, I posted that I liked the game, and then I went to Marvelous Games, and I hit follow. And immediately, the next day, when I woke up, there were like 24 fucking people that had automatically followed me, just because they'll follow you just so that you can see that they're into what you're into. So like I followed Marvelous, and then Xseed, Venture, something anime games, Japanese Culture Plus, and like 15 other people that were like people that just, you know, like fan Twitters and shit like that. Like there was Senran Kagura fan Twitter where they post little clips and shit. They all just followed me overnight, so now I followed them, and I've been seeing what Xseed Games is doing, and that's when they were like, hey, Fate Stay Night, and I got to looking at this game, and this game looks tremendously awesome. Like, I'm going to have to go down and order its collector's edition, because the other thing this Xseed Games does, they know how these anime people are. Like me, I want cool stuff. Like, I want little statues and busts, and I want collector's cards, and I want art books and CDs. And almost every one of these Xseed games that comes out is coming out like that. And they're not coming out expensive. Like the new one that I'm about to get, the Fate Stay Night, it comes with an art book, a couple of cards, like this book thing, and the case is pretty big when I was looking at it, and it's got all this shit that comes in it, and then they were like, $65, and I was like, fucking what?
$5 more than a normal game? Holy shit.
Right, that's what I mean. It like, and truth be told,
Wait a second. Is it for like the Vita or something, or is it gonna be on PS4?
as for what I see right now, I think it's coming out for both, because a lot of their stuff is cross-play also. Like this game, when I end this game, which is what I'm gonna do here real soon, I'm gonna go to the the menu screen, and I'm gonna share my data, and it'll share it to the server, and then I'll just upload that onto my Vita, and I'll level grind tonight. Like during my breaks, I'll go on break and I'll level grind and find like the totems that I didn't find and shit like that. See, because every time I finish an area, I can go back into the Kagura Millennium Festival, and like of the missions I just did since we started, I did Ice Queen, which now I have all 4 totems. I did Whenever, which I found the 1 totem there. I did the Egg Rice Bowl, which I found the 1 totem there. But then I just did At Any Cost. That was the mission I just finished, and I did not find the totem there. So now I can pick any character I want and go back
through.
Yep, and find the totem. And if I do that, the character I'm going to be taking is Ikaruga. Ikaruga is the character that I like. It's the one I worked on. I use her more than anything. I think she is awesome. And I've also went through the trouble of making, I didn't make too many, but I made a couple of costumes. Like, I don't mess around in the dressing room too often, because the dressing room is really about, like, taking pictures and making fucking girls. You get the idea. But I did go in, when I noticed what Ryobi was, I went into the dressing room specifically to make Ryobi, because I wanted her to be like a gunslinger girls. Because I think that manga and that anime is awesome, and she really fits the bill. So I did that, and I made the same costume for both of her forms, her pre-transformation, and then her transformation when she gets all huge and busty. I didn't change anything. I just kept it the exact same thing, because I just figured her costume, I like it enough where I don't think she needs a ninja outfit. She'll just modify herself or whatever. So when I went into the dressing room, my idea wasn't to make waifus or whatever. It was to match them to the anime of the cliche that I see them in. So, like, I changed this other person. I can't remember her name right now. I'd have to look it. But I changed her to fit more of one of the umbrella girls. Like the samurai that walks around with the umbrella and you don't know that you're dead until all of a sudden the sword comes out. And then Ikaruga's the girl I liked the most. I based her off of an old-style, like, Sailor Moon-ish type of thing. So I gave her, like, this mask thing, and she's kind of like a masked Sailor Scout thing. And then when she transforms, she has a full school uniform that is, like, military-esque, and she still wears the mask, but her hair changes color, so I guess you wouldn't know who the hell she is.
Well, I mean, it works better, unlike, you know, Sailor Moon.
Right. And then the other
nobody notices.
The other person that I've modified so far, I haven't modified too many people. I modified I changed Yumi, because Yumi is like an ice princess goddess thing, kind of. So I changed her, so I kept her school uniform exactly what it was supposed to be, but I did it in like an ice blue. And then when she transforms, I completely changed what she is to match like a flowing, icy queen thing, kind of like a Shiva inspiration.
You know what she looks like before she does her transformation thing?
What?
She looks a lot like Elizabeth from Persona.
Okay.
And then she does like the Shiva thing afterwards. But beforehand, like the way you got her outfit looking, with the way her hair is, she looks a lot like Elizabeth.
Right. And then of course you can go in and you can take pictures and do other things, but I really don't care about it.
Either were. They're twins. Actually, I'd say more Margaret, not Elizabeth.
And then I didn't mess too much with this girl. I tried, but I can't find anything that I like yet. So she's pretty much the exact same thing that she's supposed to be. Like, I didn't really change her much. I changed her color, and that's about it. Where's, the first character I changed was this fighting girl. There it is. Yuzakara. I changed her. She was very different. But I wanted to go for like a fighting, one of those fighting animes, like where, kind of like Tinjao Tengu, where the kids go into the school and for some reason there's like a fighting league in the school because reasons, and you gotta be the best or whatever. And then when she changes, I kind of went with like a ninja fighting type of like thing. So my actual purpose to going into the dressing room so far has been to actually make characters, not do waifu shit, I guess, is the best way for me to explain it. So what I'll do is, like, I'll go back to the main thing, because I've already saved. In fact, just to make sure, I'll go down to records. I could do it from right here, actually. I'll save the game.
I have a question for you. Is there a two-player mode?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, I think there is. I don't know if it's co-op. I tried to fight somebody on here, and I got fucking raped.
Because if there's an actual two-player co-op thing, I might try to check this game out or buy it myself.
Right.
And then play it, and then I can be like, hey, Bill, let's us play a game.
There. Now I just uploaded.
Because the only game that I own that you also own that we can play, Resident Evil 6.
Now
Actually, I know what I need to do. I need to rebuy Resident Evil Revelations. Because I've got it for my PS3, but it doesn't work on my PS4. So I have to rebuy it on the PS4 and then replay through the whole damn thing again. Which isn't that bad. It's just gonna suck when I have to, I don't know, re-level my fucking character again. Especially because it's gonna take me forever to actually get Leon unlocked, and then get my Leon the way I have Leon on yours. Because my Leon on yours is badass. My Leon on mine does not exist.
Right.
And it makes me sad, because we had... You know what? We actually need to do a stream of that when I'm over at your place one of these days.
Oh, yeah,
I think people would enjoy our goofy shenanigans. So whenever me and Bill play Revelations 2, he's the long-range guy, so he has a sniper rifle set up where if he aims in your general direction, you're dead.
This thing has the most broken homing bullets ever.
It's like, Bill would just quickly scope so that way he can fire. He'd be like, "Ba-dow!" Guy all the way across the screen.
I don't even aim anymore. I don't even aim. I'm like, that guy's over there. Bam!
Goes,
I got him.
Gherkin.
I can't believe I got him.
Bill.
You're
so
like,
Bill handles all the range shit, and then while Bill's handling the range shit, all the things that are swarming us, because he's picking shit off from a distance, so that way I don't have as much to do later, I have to shoot people in the face with a shotgun.
Could close my eyes and cover you.
You can close your eyes and cover me, but that's not gonna save me.
You're like, I can't fucking see. Okay, I guess I gotta do this work thing.
Yeah, you do.